Hi everyone, this is Nikita. In this video, we are going to be talking about a new return which is available for viewing on the GST portal, GSTR 2B. Until now, we verified the purchases filed by the suppliers by way of GSTR 2A. So, as soon as a supplier would upload in their GSTR 1, it would be available for viewing for us in GSTR 2A. However, there were several issues that we faced with 2A. First of all, there is no linking of any of the returns, be it GSTR 1, GSTR 3B or GSTR 2A. So this would make life difficult. Second, even when you did keep a track of which supplier is filing and which supplier is not filing, even after your verification, GSTR 2A would constantly keep getting updated for a particular month. That would make our job as a consultant or as a client or whoever is preparing the reconciliation, that would make their job extremely difficult. Why? Because GSTR 2A did not have a cut-off date. The report would constantly keep getting updated. But now, the government has come up with GSTR 2B. It was discussed in the 39th GST Council meeting that GSTR 1, GSTR 3B and GSTR 2A need to be linked in a particular manner to reduce the mistakes and to make it easier for the taxpayers. So the first step towards this linking is GSTR 2B. What is GSTR 2B and how does it look? We'll see in this video. Before we move ahead into the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. Also, please ask any questions that you have about GSTR 2B in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to answer all of them. So let's see what is GSTR 2B, how does it look and how is it going to be useful to us. Let's begin. What is GSTR 2B? Similar to GSTR 2A, it will show you which supplier has filed what invoice and what is the credit that is being passed on to you. So the invoice details will be available to you just like it is available in GSTR 2A. But GSTR 2B is a little more advanced than GSTR 2A. So let's look at the important points of GSTR 2B. Point number 1. It will clearly show you how much ITC is available in a particular month and how much ITC is not available in a particular month. So let's take an example. The last date of claiming input tax credit for the financial year 1920 is the return of September 2020, which is filed by 20th of October 2020. If a supplier files a return for FY 1920 after 20th of October 2020, this ITC is not available to you and GSTR 2B will show it to you in its report saying that this ITC is not available. So this distinction is easily available on GSTR 2B. Also, if by mistake the supplier has mentioned the place of supply incorrectly. So say for instance, you are a registered taxpayer of Maharashtra, whereas the supplier while filing his return, he is from Delhi and while filing his return, he has put the place of supply as Delhi. So in that situation also, because the place of supply of the recipient and the place of supply is mentioned in the invoice are different, ITC will not be available and the portal will show this to you that it is not available and a reason will be provided to you. So in this manner, GSTR 2B is more advanced than GSTR 2A. Point number 2. Like I discussed in the introduction, as consultants we faced a lot of problems and even as clients there were a lot of problems in terms of verifying whether or not the supplier has filed the credit. Because even after verifying once, and the supplier will file on a later date, so you have to verify for the particular month again. And this process would keep going on until one day you decide that okay, now I'm going to finalize the annual return and no more verification. So it was a really cumbersome process, and to cater to that, GSTR 2B has come up with a solution. Now the solution is that of a cut-off date. Now what is a due date for filing GSTR 1? What is a monthly due date? It is 11th of the next month. So for the month of August, the due date is 11th of September. Now for the month of August, GSTR 2B will be available to you from 12th of September, that is one day after the due date of filing the returns. So from 12th of September to 11th of October which is the due date for the next month. For this entire period, GSTR 2B for the month of August will be available for you. So if the supplier files within this period, it will be added to the GSTR 2B report. But if the supplier fails to file in this period, say for the month of August, the supplier lands up filing monthly GSTR 1 on 25th of October. So in this case, this will not be available in the GSTR 2B of August. It will be available in the GSTR 2B of September. So in this manner, there's going to be a cutoff date so that once we have verified, the report doesn't keep updating and doesn't cause problems to us. Point number 3, an important point. GSTR 2B also will contain all the information of imports from other countries or from SEZs. However, of course, import of services cannot be available because in case of import of services, there is no bill of entry. So that is why there's no tagging and it cannot be auto-populated from anywhere. So import of services will still have to be entered manually. Now, let's have a look at GSTR 2B. So this is how GSTR 2B looks like. There's a summary available. If you say expand all, so whatever data is being uploaded by your suppliers, so whatever B2B invoices are being uploaded, debit notes, or amended invoices or amended debit notes in that particular month, that will be disclosed here. Inward supplies from ISD will also be auto-populated here. Inward supplies liable for reverse charge, say for instance a transporter uploaded some invoices which are actually liable on reverse charge basis, so that will also be shown here. Additional information in the form of import of goods is also available. So this is linked to the customs portals, and accordingly from iSCATE, which is the customs portal, this data is actually made available. Of course, there will be no import of services here like we spoke, so that will still have to be entered manually, but import of goods can be cross-verified from here. ITC reversal by way of credit notes, credit note amendments will also be shown here. So this is a summarized version of ITC that is available. It will also show ITC which is not available. So if you see, there's a figure here that says ITC is not available. Now, if you go in depth and see as to why ITC is not available, it will give you reasons. Return filed post annual cutoff. Like I said, for financial year 19-20, the last date to avail this credit is the return for September 2020. So after that return of credit is being filed, all that credit will be shown under ITC not available, and that ITC is not available to you. So you have to be careful and ensure that all the credit is filed within time. Now, if you want to see the detailed version, you can go to all tables and you can see, you can get document details, you can also get supplier wise details. So in this manner, GSTR 2B is available for viewing for all of us. Point to be noted is that GSTR 2B is available only with effect from July 2020. So with effect from July 2020, you will see this auto-drafted ITC statement and you can view it. You can also download the statement in PDF and Excel. GSTR 2A is also available like it was always available. Just one addition that they have made to GSTR 2A now is that they are going to show the period of the return and the date when it was filed. Now this date actually helps us to understand when did we verify last, have there been any changes after we verified. So that can actually help us. However, even GSTR 2B will serve a good purpose there. This is how GSTR 2B looks. By way of this video, my idea was to give you an understanding of GSTR 2B, at least in the initial stages, as to how it looks and what it is. Of course, this has major implications as well. Soon the government will link GSTR 2B with your existing GSTR 3B, which means you cannot claim credit more than what is available in your GSTR 2B. Once the system is set up, GSTR 2B and GSTR 3B will be linked and we will be allowed to avail credit only on the basis of what is actually filed by the suppliers. Of course, there are still doubts. What happens in case of quarterly filers? Should I have to wait till they actually file their GSTR 1 quarterly? Why can't I avail credit when I'm eligible in that particular month? Of course, there are these questions which are yet to be answered, and I think they'll be answered with time. For now, GSTR 2B has actually been introduced and we have to be careful now because Rule 36(4) says that you can avail only 110% of the ITC that is uploaded by your supplier in a particular month. And since GSTR 2B is now available, it becomes more easy for them to get that information. Hope I have given you a good idea about GSTR 2B. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section down below, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. I will see you in the next one.